Hey YouTube, how's everyone doing? Hope you're all having a great day. Today I brought out the Shelby and I thought I would talk a little bit more about the expenses and how much it costs to own this car, and a little bit on the maintenance and is it affordable. I mentioned in the last video when I talked about how I bought this car for only a $300 bet that I talk a little bit more about the maintenance and how much it costs, or how much I pay anyway for this car. And the end result is, I mean, no one's gonna know your bank account like you. So the end result is you're gonna know right off the bat if you could afford this car or not. Not just as far as the payments, but as far as insurance, what it's gonna cost to get new tires, the oil changes, stuff like that, you know. So let's just get right into it. This is my 2017 Shelby GT 350, and when I bought this car, I didn't look into any of the maintenance. I looked into, you know, how much they usually cost and stuff, and what they're going for in other states when the price was going to drop down to the regular MSRP rather than that $80,000-$90,000 when the dealerships first marketed them up, which they're probably going to do for the new 500s. That's ridiculous, but I'm going to get one day, probably when the prices drop back down, just like this one did. But back to the maintenance side of it. Oh, I got one for you. Tires. I actually recently had to fix that tire due to a nail. It had a flat. I went in there one day, it started up, and one of the sensors was reading that it was completely flat, and turned out these tires are really good at picking up nails. They're actually pretty sticky tires. They're really good. Terrible during rain or anything like that. Unless the weather is completely warm, these tires suck. But don't get me wrong, if it's warm outside, you won't find better tires. I mean, you probably will, but these things are amazing. I can vouch for them 100%. Just between you and me, I took a turn going 130 on a bankment, and she just hugged the road. I probably won't ever do that again because that scared the hell out of me. But these tires, I paid $400 for that tire. So for all four tires, you're looking around $1,600 if you want to keep the same tires, which are the Michelin Super Sports. So these back ones, their size are, I think they're 305s, and the fronts are 295s. So a little bit bigger and wider on the back side. But like I said, so if you're gonna get all four tires, you're looking around $1,600 for all four. So that's something to keep in mind if you're gonna want to keep, if you're getting this car and you want to keep those same tires every time you have to swap them out. You know, it's a little bit of a hefty price, but I mean, they're well worth it. In my opinion, you're gonna want to keep these same tires. If not, you're gonna want to upgrade, depending on if you're hitting the track or something, and it depends on what you plan on doing with the car. Oil. It's a big motor under there. I mean, you've all probably watched videos of what's under the hood. It's a flat plank crank V8, the Voodoo motor. God, that sounds awesome. That's 10 quarts of oil, and the oil is not cheap. So if you go out and buy the oil yourself, it's going to be $20 a quart. So if you add it up, you're doing all the labor yourself, you're looking around $200 just for an oil change. Now, if you're not used to that, you're like, before I had this, I actually owned a 2016 Mustang GT performance package, and the oil changes were around 80, 90 bucks, full synthetic. So going from that to 200, it's a pretty good leap. And I haven't had problems with the oil yet. You'll look up and a lot of people will say that this car drains oil, it drinks it like it's water. So especially if you're hitting the track and stuff like that, you might want to check it, or if you're just beating on it, which from time to time you're gonna want to do, because that rev limiter doesn't go till 8,200. So you're gonna be smashing on it quite a bit. But I actually took her into the dealership, and for some reason she was a little bit cheaper. She was about $160. That's still a lot, but I mean, obviously you're not paying for like a Lamborghini or anything like that, where oil changes is probably way higher. but that's still a little pricey for an oil change, but it's still not bad. It's better than 200. So if you go to the dealership, I don't know if it was just the dealership I went to, just my local Ford dealership, like I said, it was only 160, so that's not bad. I was pretty happy about that, seeing as how I was expecting 200. Another thing, gas. If you're looking for something that's going to save you on gas, if you want something that looks cool and you could drive, but isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg just to fill up every time, that's not it. Not one bit. I've been averaging around, I'd say between 11 and 12 miles per gallon. So I mean, and you're gonna get on it a lot more once you start hearing that. Even though it's a stock exhaust, it sounds amazing. You're gonna want to smash on it a lot more. So there goes your gas even faster. So you're gonna be putting in even quicker. Insurance. Now insurance is a big one. I don't know where you live, but if you live in the state of Colorado, that's gonna suck for insurance. I think Colorado is one of the highest in the countries for insurance rates. It's disgusting, and it's all because our stupid climate. You know, it could be beautiful, the fact that we get snow and all this, and the mountains, it's gorgeous scenery. But insurance-wise, it sucks. To insure this car, I was paying $647. Now let me mind you that I have no speeding tickets, I have no accident tickets, and still this insurance for this car was costing me $647. Now yes, I am relatively young. I am 29, so that could have something to do with it, but still $647 for a car like this. I mean, it's a good car, beautiful car, it's an expensive car. But $647, that's most people's car payments. That's ridiculous. That was my car payment on my old GT. But it's the price you gotta pay if you want this car. Now, I paid $60,000 for this car. And if you're wondering, you know, what's the payments gonna look like on a car like this? Well, a lot of things play into it. Your interest rate, your credit. Your credit's a big one. Your credit is what's going to make your percentage rate on how much you're paying for this car. So if you got bad credit, you might want to work on that before you try and pick up a car at this price range, because I pay, my credit's not too bad, but I still pay $1,000 for this car, and that's just monthly payments. That's not counting insurance. So if you're looking at both of them, I'm paying $1,600 a month for this car. Obviously I think it's worth it because I signed the paperwork for it, but that's something you're gonna have to just decide within yourself. Are you willing to pay $1,600, most people's mortgages, for this car, or a car like this? Plates are another thing. I think it's so stupid that every year we have to pay hundreds, depending on what kind of car you got, maybe thousands of dollars for this tiny, stupid little paper right here and right here. Now, what did I pay? What did I end up paying for my plates? I got lucky. I went in expecting to pay $1,200–1,300 just for the plates alone. That's almost the damn car payment. Well, it is the car payment, but it's almost my car and insurance payment, all just for a little piece of paper. I went in, had the old plates, I turned them in, I got $200 credit. I only paid $500, so even without the credit, I was still looking around $700 for the plates. So it's up there, it's pretty pricey, but not bad. I was happy yet again to know that I was paying less for what I was expecting to pay. So these are the kind of things, you know, just to expect when you're going to buy this car. This is the price range you got to be looking into. You're going to be forking out money to own this type of car. Now this is my daily driven car. I actually had to go buy a motorcycle because that tire went flat, because I didn't have anything to ride around. I was gonna ride around for a week. For some reason, no place in town had that size of tire. I probably should have just drove up to Porsche up in Springs. They probably would have had that size of tire, but I decided, screw it, I'd wait, and then went out and bought the motorcycle. I'll make a video about that next time. But overall, guys, yeah, this is what I pay for my car. Around $1,600. That's for payments and insurance. $400 per tire. $200, $160 to $200 for an oil change. You got the gas. I probably put in every month. Probably a little over 100, maybe $150 a month in gas. Probably more, to be honest. Yeah, more. I lowballed the hell out of that. I'd probably pay about 200. Yeah, right now that's all I can think of. As far as other maintenance, I haven't gotten that far into it. I've only owned her for a few months now. Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't have any issues. But I'll keep you updated if any new maintenance issues arise and I have to swap out that clutch or anything like that. But we haven't reached that stage in my ownership. But until then, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you guys thought it was insightful. If you're planning on buying one, I should be getting some more gear so I can rig it up. That way we can take it out and you guys can hear. But until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I know I will. Sadly, I have work tomorrow, so I'm gonna go enjoy what's left of my evening. Till then, catch you guys later. Have a good one.